spoke very little. In fact, that whole famous book, the man who made him famous was this book called Search in Secret India. पॉल ब्रंटन उसका नाम है. सो जब पहली बार जब वो गया ना रमन्ना महर्षि के पास, तो वो बोला कि ही गॉट रियली इरिटेटेड. ही सेड ये कैसे स्वामी है, कुछ बोलते ही नहीं है. पीपल जस्ट यूज्ड टू गो एंड सिट विथ हिम hours not talking, and the questions you to get resolved, and they to go in deep meditation. He had not experienced that yet, and it's not like he never spoke. He spoke very little, but very powerful things whenever he spoke, very minimum. So he's saying that that's the example of this Brahma Nirvan person. Unnecessarily they don't talk, the mind is not over analyzing, doing anything. And then the other word they have used over here is yatatmanaha, those who are self-controlled. What does that mean? Their mind and senses are and intellect is all the same thing, what we are discussing. That is a word it is pointing to. And such a person, because he understands that the same Atma is Brahman and is everywhere, he gets completely in the tune with the cosmos. हम लोग को जबरदस्ती ट्यून कराना पड़ता है, अपने आप को याद दिलाना पड़ता है, that I am part of the nature, and I cannot. They are automatically in tune with the nature, and that's why they are always. इधर लिखा है सर्वभूत हिते रताः. रताः वर्ड मीन्स रिजॉइसिंग और रेवलिंग इन समथिंग, जिसमें आनंद आता हो उनको. क्या चीज में आनंद आता है? सबके वेलफेयर में. दे हैव नो भेदभाव कि भाई दिस पर्सन को मैं ज्यादा ज्ञान दूं बिकॉज ये अधिकारी है, वो नहीं है. जिसका जो प्रॉब्लम है वो सॉल्व करने के लिए तैयार है वो, इफ ही कैन हेल्प इट. एंड देन another point that Nikhilanand ji said was that these people are in the state of ahimsa. They don't want to hurt anything. मन वाणी और शरीर से किसी को वो लोग तकलीफ नहीं पहुंचाएंगे. And he gave the example of how do they live in the world. The world does not have to fear these Mahatmas at all, and they don't fear the world. उनको कोई चीज से डर भय नहीं लगता, एकदम निर्भय हो जाते हैं वो. एंड किसी को उससे नुकसान भी नहीं होएगा. एंड द पीपल हु थिंक दैट वो लोग नुकसान कर रहे हैं, दे आर इन कंप्लीट इग्नोरेंस. एंड सिंस Sneha brought the Christianity some things, we know that when Jesus was being crucified, what did he say to Bhagwan? He said, please forgive them, they don't know what they are doing. That's exactly what he said. They are in ignorant. Otherwise, अगर थोड़ा सा भी ज्ञान होएगा तो हमको पता चल जाता है कि we don't have to fear them about anything. They are here to help everybody, and they become blessing for the whole world. That is the grand state of realization. And one of the beautiful example that Nikhilanand ji gave about this state where you don't fear, the world doesn't fear the Mahatma doesn't fear the world. It's saying like the fish stays in the water. The water doesn't fear the fish, the fish doesn't fear the water. They are in harmony, swimming here, there, and water is totally fine with it. We might go and disturb them, but if you leave them alone, they are very happy with each other. So I thought that was a very good example. So this is what this verse is pointing to, all these different things. Anybody has any question, comment, or want to add anything?
Here, my verse also says that the divine persons are actually free from all karma and sins and all that, and they have no confusions. And they're talking about different rishis. Like Dev Rishi is the one who knows the God, but he's not liberated. And Brahm Rishi is he's actually a divine spirit, but he's also practicing more and more. He's acquiring Rishi-like qualities, and he's advancing towards the soul. But a true Rishi is the one who is already, from his past karmic thing influences, he has gone above all those things, and he is sent by God to the earth. So that is the true Rishi. And he is very rare of the human beings. And he comes here only for the welfare of all human beings. So that is a true Rishi.
So here in the way the approach that Chinmayanand ji takes over here is like these are the landmarks bolo, yeah, these are the final goal, and that's what we should strive towards, And when we are doing our practices, iska thoda sa glimpse hum log ko milta jaye, to then we are on the right path. That's another way of looking at it. Why Krishna Bhagwan is mentioning all that. Hey, I should know intellectually what my goal is. And then it gives us encouragement too, right? We want to get there because there are so many, wow, this person is like happy, relaxed, and nothing bothers him, and he's doing good to everybody. What better state anybody wants to be in, you know? So it gives us encouragement to move on. Any other point? Okay, we have to read. Let's see who has the blue book. Anybody volunteer to read? If not, I have to ask. I know that Meena ji has it and Sushil
I
ji.
can volunteer today.
Oh, very good. तो आप अपना पर्दे से बाहर आएंगी कमला जी?
हाँ, अभी मैं आ रही हूँ, एक सेकंड में.
Okay, very good.
I just made my granddaughter sleep, so I have the time.
We'll see if she lets you.
To book, we are in chapter 5.
Chapter 5, verse 25 of Swamiji's commentary in the blue.
You know, I have to.
You have 53. It may not be the same page number because I have a very, very old, but somewhere around 53. You have that chapter 5?
I have to skip it because I don't find my chapter 5. I keep taking my books here and there. I try.
So we are on chapter 5. So maybe you can keep it separately now. Chapter 5 for another couple weeks. It will be okay.
Yeah.
It's page 65.
No, she doesn't have the book handy. She said. Okay, so Meena ji, you can read it then. Next time we are going to catch you, Kamla ji. If your granddaughter is sleeping, so be ready. Okay.
I love to read.
Okay, no problem. Okay, chaliye, Meena ji.
Those rishis obtain absolute freedom or moksha, whose sins have been destroyed, whose dualities are torn asunder, who are self-controlled and intent on the welfare of all beings. All the glorious epithets so far used have been borrowed from the Vedic lore, and there is not a single idea which can be pinned onto the yellow garb of Krishna as an original idea from Dwarka. Arjuna was soaked with the mere bookish knowledge of the Vedas, and therefore he had misunderstood these terms as his whole generation did at that time. He thought that God realization is an inert, lifeless existence of impossible withdrawal from the destinies of the world around him, and selfishly enjoyed the bliss of his soul in the sacred caves of his own heart. To wipe away this mad slur upon the immortal culture of the Hindus, which had grown out of the rank ignorance among his faithful followers, Krishna is exploding himself in the following stanza to express what a perfect master would do when he has once contacted the infinite, the perfect.
See, this is a very, very important thing that Arjuna was soaked merely in bookish knowledge. उसने भी वेद वगैरह सारे पढ़े हुए थे, right? And you know that he wanted to run away to the jungles and meditate. Krishna said, no. यहाँ पर रह के fight करते हुए you can get the moksha. He told him. That's such a powerful thing because his idea was कि भाई कोने में जाके वहाँ बैठ जाओ और संसार को छोड़ दो and all. Nothing like that. Totally definition change किया. And the other point here, very important one is that whatever Krishna Bhagwan is saying, it's not बोलते हैं ना कृष्ण ने कहा है वो हम कहते हैं, but the truth is Krishna Bhagwan is giving the sar of Vedas, Vedanta. So that's another very important. It's like a peer review journal होते हैं ना यहाँ पे कि भाई अपना एक्सपेरिमेंट करके पढ़ के कोई नहीं मानेगा, 10 लोग और करें उसमें नुक्स निकाल के उसका सारा क्लियर करके हाँ अब ठीक है. So this is all time tested through the Vedas and then, but उसका meaning गलत लोगों ने पकड़ा था. So that's what it's clearing Krishna Bhagwan through his Bhagavad Gita.
When a man of meditation, striving diligently, with his senses well under his control, comes to wash off all his sinful mental impressions which had been created in him, the veiling of the self behind an unending array of doubts regarding the reality, he gains the joy of the self. When his ignorance, which is nothing other than the agitations of the mind, vikshepa, and the consequent veiling of the truth, avarna, has been removed, knowledge of his real self dawns in his bosom, and he rediscovers himself as the self.
So he's just telling you that process, that you can catch it many different ways. And one way he's talking about that, hey, because of the doubts and all the negative things in our mind, sinful mental impressions he calls it, that is creating a veil. जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि पानी के ऊपर काई जम गई और उसका बॉटम दिख ही नहीं रहा है, because so विक्षेप is when जब उसमें agitations होता है and आवरण में ढक जाता है. So when we go much later chapters, we're going to talk about the tamas and rajas and sattva. So he's saying nitya sattva bhava means because tamas is like पूरा ignorance से ढक गया और rajas is agitation से दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. That's what it means. But this is another approach, huh?
Having thus rediscovered the self, having thus gained the goal of all evolution, what would be the duties of such an individual in this existence? I'll read it again. Having thus rediscovered the self, having thus gained the goal of all evolution, what would be the duties of such an individual in this existence, till finally, with a cheerful farewell, he drops his mortal coil down to merge himself with what he knows to be his own self.
So he just thinking until he drops his mortal coil, what would be his duties? That's a very, very important thing. अभी जीवन मुक्त हो गया है, लेकिन उसकी क्या है? हाँ.
The general impression is that he will move about in the world like a mad walking stone statue that eats at least once a day, a threat to society, a moving bundle of contagion, and a screaming pillar of despondency and despair. Such a living, screaming pillar of despondency, such a living death is not the goal indicated by the Vedas, nor did the Hindu rishis ever try to carve out of a man a walking corpse.
He just used very strong language because I think in those days, जैसे कई लोग साधु संतों को बदनाम करते हैं ना, जो रियल वन को, कई लोगों के दिमाग में होता है कि सभी ऐसे ही हैं, बस भिक्षा लेते रहते हैं, ये कुछ करते रहते, गॉड नोज क्या क्या आइडियाज है. ये नहीं कि भाई देयर आर ढोंगीज एंड दे आर रियल वंस. Don't put everybody in the same category. But he's just telling that that's not, because some people think like that they are these kind of people. Kuch karte rehte hain nahi aisi. Then what it is now. Next.
Self-realization is not a melancholy parade crawling to a predestined tomb, but it is a joyous ride to the palace of truth, from which man has wandered away in his own ignorance and confusion. A true prophet is one who lives consumed in an ever-reviving fire of love. He ceaselessly strives to bring out the self from the non-self that is veiling it in all other forms around and about him. This is indicated by the term engaged in the good of all beings.
See, he ceaselessly strives to bring out the self from the non-self that is veiling it. That's what his intention is. He's trying to help everybody to come out of their ignorance. So they may use different technique, different things for different people. वो सभी को एक लकड़ी से नहीं हाँकेंगे. तभी लोग कंफ्यूज जाते हैं. उसको फलाने को तो आपने ऐसा बोला, मेरे को ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हैं? अरे तेरी बीमारी दूसरी है इसलिए तुझे ऐसा बोल रहे हैं. And then the famous thing is about Satya Sai Baba. He used to do lot of miracles, right? Some people used to just get stuck in miracle and all that, and other people actually learned a lot of things. But somebody asked him that, hey, why do you do that? So he's saying, I give people what they want in the beginning so that they come to me and I give, then I will give them what I really want to give them. See the trick? So अगर वो लोग वो ऐसा miracle नहीं करे तो कई लोग मानेंगे नहीं उनको. And there are hundreds of stories like that because of that miracle they got attracted to learn from him and then they became spiritual. So I'm just giving that an example because some people have a lot of criticism, or they would criticize Osho. Hey, why was he going in all these fancy cars and all that? Because the people that he were trying to change were like that. Or you take Prabhupada ji. When he came, we saw the movie together in this group. All those people who went to him, they were like runaway teenagers. कोई ड्रग में था, कोई ये था, वो था, बट बेसिकली उन्होंने सभी को चेंज करके और एकदम ऊंचाई तक पहुंचा दिया, बिकॉज सो उनका काम they don't discriminate to anybody. We might look at the world like that, oh ये खराब है, ये बुरा. They don't look at it. They say कोई भी हो, I want to help that person. That's what it is, what they're talking about over here.
The Lok Seva becomes his recreation, his self-appointed engagement. His body, mind, and intellect are offered as oblations into the sacred fires of activity, and while remaining at rest within himself, the saint lives on in an unbroken consciousness of the divine, the eternal.
Yeah, and I saw that एक सीरीज है कहीं इंटरनेट पे थी रामदेव बाबा के बारे में भी, that when he got into higher spiritual thing, he उनमें इतना strong वो आया कि मेरे को लोक सेवा जाके करनी है. And then he partnered with that Balakrishna, and that how together, and that series shed light on it. कितनी difficulty आई थी, लोगों ने उनको कितना भगाया हर जगह से, वो डटे रहे. फ्री में दवाइयाँ दे के फाइनली पीपल यूज टू थ्रो दैट दवाई ऑन द स्ट्रीट. तभी उन्होंने पैसे चार्ज करने शुरू किए कि भाई नहीं तो ये लोग फेंक ही देंगे. वो इतना मेहनत करके बनाते थे, रात जाग के, और कई लोग फेंक देते थे. The whole story, I'm just saying, their intention was exactly this, how to do the lok seva. But other people look at it, अरे ये तो बिजनेस कर रहा है, तो वो कर रहा है. ये नहीं देखते कि कितने लोगों का कल्याण कर दिया. जिनको योगा का यह भी नहीं आता था, वो उनको सिखा दिया उन्होंने योगा गांव में जाके. सो दैट्स व्हाट इज शेडिंग द लाइट ऑन. जो जिसका टैलेंट होएगा ना, मतलब फिजिकल वर्ल्ड में जो ये ऐसे लोगों का, वो यूज करके दे डू द सर्वलोकहित रताः. दे आर ऑलवेज रेवलिंग इन दैट. सो एनी क्वेश्चन, कमेंट? We
can also get a peace when you know our purpose in life. So ये जैसे ये क्या नाम है जो योगा सिखाते हैं ना, रामदेव जी, he also didn't know what his purpose in life was. So he also went to the Himalayas, and then he met a guru, and he was telling him to do something, and then he realized नहीं ये मेरा path नहीं है, मेरा path तो योगा सिखाना ही है. So after that he just went, he was in that path and he never changed his path.
Right. And even
उसी में उन्होंने सबका भला किया.
सभी अलग अलग ढंग से करते हैं, पर उनका पर्पस वही है, जितने लोगों का हो सकता है उतना लोगों का भला करना. लाइक सदगुरु, आई मीन he works so much from morning to evening. That's what he's doing. He's trying to do the bhala of everybody. And even Chinmayanand ji, उनके गुरु तो हिमालय से कभी नीचे आते ही नहीं थे. But Chinmayanand ji, the whole story is that after he got that enlightenment, he was sitting near the Ganga, and the Ganga was flowing, and उनको एकदम से जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि डाउनलोड हुआ हायर से, कि जैसे गंगा जाके सबका कल्याण कर रही है, मैंने ये सीख तो लिया सब कुछ. And he was a very good orator, and as we can see his language and all that, and he knew how to appeal to all these Nastics, who had never even thought about God or anything higher. उनको जाके उन्होंने सब चेंज कर दिया, because he got the inspiration कि मेरे को ये वेदांता क्या मैं घर में पहुंचाना चाहता हूँ इसको. So that's what that was his calling in life, after he got enlightenment. So there are so many people who have these. What we are learning in this verse is, we have seen it now in our generation. We have seen it, things happening. Yeah. Okay. Any last thing? Anybody has anything to say? Okay, then I'll close Bhagavad Gita. We can always have in the discussion time also. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tava sarva papebhyah moksha ishyami ma shuchah Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Because you will see that lot of fantastic tip about meditation. What exactly we're trying to do there. And whatever Sheila ji asked, that's what you will see. The answer you will get. So the verse 13, I'm going to do the Sanskrit. Yached Vang Manasi.
We do the prayer first.
Oh, yes. Thank you. इसके बिना काम नहीं होगा. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. यच्छेद वांग मनसि प्राज्ञः तद यच्छे ज्ञान आत्मनि महति नियच्छेद तद यच्छे शांत आत्मनि. So what one supposed to do? ये किसी को mute करना होगा here. Everybody muted because I can hear some noises. Just check your mute and unmute him. Yachet is merge. Vaks is words or speech. Manasi in the mind. Prajna is the wise people do that. Tata is that. Yachet should merge. Jnane Atmani in the intellect, knowledge or self. Jnanam the intellect. Atmani Mahati into the great Atma, that is Hiranyagarbha. Niyacheda should sink or submerge. Tat is that. Great, that. What are they referring to? Great Atma. Mahan Atma, जिसको बोला हमने सीखा. या छेद is should merge. Shante Atmani is into the peaceful Atma. So I just wanted to revise a little bit so that we have a connection, because that's very important for this verse. So basically we were talking about, उन्होंने different stages बताई थी, right? How to take this journey. From the sense organs. Sense objects were more subtle. It's telling you, and that the mind was more subtle than the sense objects, and then the intellect was more subtle than the mind, and then total intellect, Hiranyagarbha or Mahan Atma it was called. Then Avyaktam was there, Maya, Prakriti, and then there was a Param Purushaha. Remember? That's the Brahman. So they told us who's superior, who's subtler. So we have that in our mind. So basically, a jiva. One is a Paramatma, one is Jivatma. We all are Jivatmas, right? Jivatma is, we are identified with mind, body, and intellect. Okay. So the Jivatma who has prepared his mind, studied through a guru or say some scripture, who has understood what is self and not self. That is a very prerequisite of going into this path, according to them. Okay. So because what Tejomayananji said, if you have not done all the things that they talked about, prepared your mind to a certain point, studied with at the feet of the guru, and not understood what is non-self and self, and then if you sit in meditation, then it will be just sitting quietly. That's all you're doing. You're not going any further because you've not intellectually understood what you're supposed to do. And then he's saying that it will be a very good service to society. He just joked, if you're sitting quietly, because you'll not go and do Allah Gula other places. That's just a joke. So he's saying that now with all this knowledge, when he sits, what should he do? Right? That was Sheilaji was asking. Very good question. And here is the answer. So the first thing he should do is, and sunne mein ye thoda ajeeb lagega, but Tejomayananji is going to open it up, Swamiji is going to open up. What do they mean by that? So if you just take the word meaning of this verse, it's going to say, withdraw your speech into the mind, withdraw your mind or merge your mind into the intellect, merge your intellect into the total intellect, Mahan Atma, and take that total intellect and merge it into Shantatma. That's the word meaning over here. So this is basically, it's describing the practice of meditation to realize that Param Purusha within our heart. Param Purusha is that Brahman. Okay, so I think that there's some still going on. There's some noises. Everybody check their mute and unmute because
Manjuji, I think it's Manjuji's.
okay.
Yeah, I'm going inside now. It's my wind chime.
No, I'll just put the mute. That's all you have to do. No problem. Okay. You can be anywhere, Manjuji. I just muted you. That's all you need to do. Okay. So so basically that's the qualification required. That I mentioned, that studied at the feet of Guru, understood, and all that. All those things that we have to. Those are pre-qualification. But one very important thing they did over here, they skipped the avyaktam or prakriti. So everybody should know that. Why did he say that? Because Tejavananji was, he opened it up. Why? Because it was like, why did they skip that prakriti? That, you go from Mahanatma to pehle bataya ki avyaktam is more subtle and then you go to Shantatma. He's saying, agar avyaktam mein jayenge, all of us will fall asleep. Because, that is a state of nothingness, It's like, so he's saying that that's why you skip that. अब वैसे बोलते हैं माया के झंझट में मत पड़ो, right? अगर माया में जाएंगे तो फिर बाहर ही नहीं निकल पाएंगे. Skip the maya. That whichever way you want to look at it, So that's what it is. So the thing is that when they said withdraw your speech into the mind, they don't mean only speech. That's what the Vedanta is all about. It's a symbol of all the organs of action and knowledge. तो हमारी जितनी भी इंद्रियां हैं, जो speech तो एक है, but our hands, legs, all those are organs of action, and our jnana indriya, like seeing, hearing, our eyes and ears, all of that. So what do we need to do? Why did they say that withdraw? Because Swamiji was explaining that what is actually speech. When we speak something, where it is coming from. Think, even if you think for a few minutes, you will realize first you get a thought, then you speak. And he said, कभी-कभी होता है कि किसी को suddenly तुम स्टेज पे ले आओ, बोलो अभी तुम बोलो कुछ, और वो एकदम फ्रीज हो जाएगा, because thoughts ही नहीं आएंगे उसके माइंड में, So he was just trying to prove that our organs of action and our organs of knowledge are dependent completely on the mind. अगर mind उसका साथ नहीं दे तो वो सब बेकार है. Okay, so that's what it means कि don't pay too much attention to the organs of action and all that, because उनका अस्तित्व mind के बिना कुछ भी नहीं है. mind की लगाम होनी चाहिए उनके ऊपर, जो हमने पढ़ा ना, because it is something like, we were given this vehicle to reach, जो हमने internal journey लेना शुरू किया है, लेकिन अगर उस vehicle के घोड़े, जो कि इंद्रियां हैं, घोड़े हैं ना, उनको हम फ्री में छोड़ देंगे तो we know हमने पूरा पढ़ा कि वो कैसे disaster हो जाएगा. So that's what he's saying, that you have to gather those indriyas and hold it in the मन. भागने मत दो अपने, that's what it means, merge in the mind. Now he's talking about another point he's made, because these are practical things that happens. He's saying that sometimes, we are having a conversation with somebody and हम argue और करते ही चले जाते हैं, बोलते ही चले जाते हैं, so much wasting of the time. He's saying that don't do that, don't let it go. And बोलते हैं कि कोई चीज देखी हमने तो suddenly, the mind will start analyzing good, bad, I don't like this, I like this, I want this, I don't want this. Don't indulge in that. That's where you will say merge, means withdraw from there. That's what actually it means. Okay. And then other thing, aspect he told about the mind. Then he says mind को intellect में withdraw करो और merge करो. उसका क्या मतलब हुआ भाई? उसका मतलब ये हुआ कि माइंड में बहुत सारी चीजें चलती है. देयर आर थॉट्स आर देयर, फीलिंग्स आर देयर, इमोशंस आर देयर, एंड मोमेंट टू मोमेंट डिफरेंट थिंग्स आर देयर. लव, हेट, ये वो चालू ही रहता है. इफ यू लीव इट एट जस्ट माइंड को अगर विड्रॉ नहीं करोगे इंटेलेक्ट में, जब तक एक डिसीजन नहीं लोगे तब तक वो चलता ही रहेगा. And I'll give you an example. Sometimes, like, suppose we went to this forgiveness workshop, or I talked about it in the class, and we said this is what we need to do, and next time if suppose we get angry at somebody or something, we learn to forgive. Next time a situation comes in my hand, and all of a sudden I'm analyze, means मैं बह रही हूँ अपने इंद्रियों में और अपने मन में, या इसने ऐसा क्यों किया, and I can't forgive this person rest of my life, then suddenly my intellect will say, hey, stop this nonsense. You just did the workshop. You're not supposed to be thinking like that, and drop all these things because you want to vibrate higher. You have a higher goal. जब तक मैं वो decision नहीं लूंगी तब तक मेरा चलता रहेगा mind. See what it's telling, that what does it mean to withdraw this or merge the mind into intellect. That जो wisdom हमारा है उसमें withdraw कर लो उसको, उसमें merge कर दो उसको. Do everybody understand what they're trying to say over here? So just withdrawing that higher wisdom that you have gained now, that's what it means. So you're oscillating, जैसे वो pendulum की तरह इधर उधर नहीं जाएगा फिर मन, And then what does it mean that your intellect, you merge in total intellect? What does that mean? That if you just say the words, it don't mean anything much, but very brilliant thing is behind this. So this is what it is. Firstly, we should be convinced that our intellect cannot function until it is connected to the total intellect. The same way, like our Pancha Mahabhut that our sharir is made of cannot exist, and it exists in that all Pancha Mahabhut of the entire cosmos. जो हमारे शरीर में आया वो अपने आप तो नहीं आया, कहीं से आया है. So it is a part of that whole thing. See how it is? Because somebody was saying we are made of stardust. सुनने में लगता है कि कोई poetry है, but it's a truth. Our body, उसका जो एक एक कण आया है वो कौन से स्टार से आया ये भी नहीं मालूम, बिकॉज जब वो बिग बैंग हुआ या जब सब ऑल दोज थिंग्स हैपेंड, एवरीथिंग धरती भी कहीं से आई है, राइट? It's a piece that it just broken off from the sun. Sun came from somewhere else. See what I'm saying? So same way physically, if we scientifically understand that whatever our body is made up of, it exists in the entire 5 elements, same way the mind also exists in that entire thing. So first we have to be convinced of that. And then we have to come back to some subtle part of it. Subtle part is this, that when individually I think, I say हर एक बात में मैं आ जाता है, right? मैं ये कर रही हूँ, मुझे ये करना है, मैं ये चाहती हूँ, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. So that is called aham. And what Tejomayanand was trying to differentiate between ahankar word use करो ना तो थोड़ा सा negative connotation हो जाता है. It means pride or something like that. उस हिसाब से यहाँ पर नहीं बोला जा रहा है. He's saying that जब हम लोग ये इंडिविजुअलिटी में बहुत रहते हैं ना, तो क्या होता है कि मैं ये हूँ, मैं ये वो हूँ. The intellect constantly is, I'm a woman, I'm a man, I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I'm this, I'm a meditator, I'm not. See what I'm saying? It keeps staying in this. So, and that is like you stay in individuality. But when this individuality identifies with the total, our mind shifts suddenly. I realize that I'm not just for myself in this world. Me, मैं थोड़ा कम हो जाता है, तो selfishness कम होने लगती है. And he said कि हम लोग को ऐसा लगता है कि अरे ऐसा कैसे होता है, लेकिन बोलता है corporate world में भी होता है ये. He gave such a beautiful example. समझो कि कोई मीटिंग है, okay? It could be a गवर्नमेंट लेवल पे, हाईएस्ट लेवल पे मीटिंग चल रही है, कोई बड़े बड़े धुरंधर लोगों की, और कोई सीईओ की मीटिंग चल रही है, उसमें सारे एग्जीक्यूटिव बैठे हुए हैं, 20-25 समझो मीटिंग चल रही है. एंड पीपल हैव डिफरेंट ओपिनियंस, राइट? मीटिंग तो का यही है ना, सब लोग अपना अपना शेयर करो, फिर फाइनली एक डिसीजन पे लाया जाता है. वो डिसीजन ऐसा होता है कि वो सबके हित के लिए होता है. Ideally speaking, I'm not talking about some corrupt government or corrupt CEO. I'm not talking about. Ideally, that's the whole purpose. That, hey, then what happens is, suppose if most of them have one opinion and one or two don't have that same opinion, but in the end, if they are, right type of people, they will, in the hit of the company, in the hit of everybody or goodness of everybody, they will give up their individuality. They do that or not. He's saying family में भी करते हैं हम लोग, कोई एक बड़ी गैदरिंग हो, सभी लोग आए हुए हों और किसी को ये करना है, किसी को वो करना है, फाइनल नहीं, लेट्स डू दिस वे, एंड मेजॉरिटी होती है उसमें हम सरेंडर कर देते हैं. उसको बोलते हैं merging my individual intellect to the total. So now everybody understood what it means, becoming less selfish and more thinking of the higher. So he's saying that, he gave an example of Krishna Bhagwan. He said that Mahabharat war में भी कृष्ण भगवान ने कृष्ण और दुर्योधन के साथ भी क्या बोलते हैं उसको, पक्षपात नहीं किया. The word I was trying to see, हिंदी का, like कि भाई मैं खाली अर्जुन को हेल्प करूंगा, उसको नहीं करूंगा. दोनों साथ में आए थे. Everybody knows that famous story. They both came together to ask for help, and Krishna Bhagwan said, मैं तुम दोनों को हेल्प करूंगा, तुमको जो चाहिए मैं दूंगा, and then he gave, because Arjun wanted Krishna Bhagwan and he wanted the Sena, he got it. So it's saying पक्षपात at that higher level पे भगवान भी नहीं करते हैं. And he's saying that actually Gurudev used to say that, our Chinmayanand used to say, be generous like God. So, and the other example, the worldly example I can give is when the rain falls, the rain generously falls on everybody's house. It's up to you how much you want to harness the water, So it's like, when it comes to that level, when you merge, you are not thinking of yourself. That's what it's telling you. That's what that merging means. So, and then the last part is a little more tricky, that it said, take the Mahanatma and merge it into Shantatma. So he's saying that, do they mean we are capable of doing that? Truthfully, we are not capable of doing that. कहाँ वो शांतात्मा परमात्मा की बात कर रहे हैं. They skip the Maya part, right? They're talking about the Brahman now. They're talking about, he's saying that all that things that Yamraj has said, in different verses, na mriyate, na jayate, na uska janam hota hai, na uski mrityu hoti hai, it's always there. All those things that we have learned. What does it mean that when you take this purified intellect and you merge it with the Shantatma? So he's saying that जब मेडिटेशन की बात आई ना, तो इन्होंने कहा था, तेजोमयानंद जी ने कहा था कि परमात्मा doesn't need to do meditation. महान आत्मा doesn't need to do meditation. Why doesn't need to? Because they already know. They are merged with it anyway all the time. See, we were talking about the saints and sages that they are in 24-hour meditation. They never forget. So meditation किसको चाहिए? हमारे जैसे लोगों को चाहिए जो भूल जाते हैं. So Jivatma has to do the meditation. So his individual mind is how should I say, merging with that Shantatma. You are seeing that who that Shantatma is, meditating upon that. That's what merging. The more we know that that's what is the real thing is, that's when, but you cannot directly merge with that Shantatma. You have to go through these other stages that he talked about. That, your organ of action and all that, withdraw that first. Then मन को intellect में withdraw करो, बुद्धि में, intellect में, फिर intellect को महान आत्मा में, where you are not selfish. उसके बाद ही ये final हो सकता है journey. You cannot jump from like suddenly to merge into that. You see everybody how there's a process that So once you merge into that Shantatma, that's when all the dualities get finished. Whatever we learned in Bhagavad Gita, the person doesn't have any. He's cut asunder all the doubts and dualities. That's what is going to happen. Nirvikalp Samadhi जिसको बोलते हैं. And then when you realize this connection with that through this journey, that's when you will be liberated, and you get that freedom, you get that moksha, whatever they were talking about, Brahman Nirvana. This is how you get it. Did that answer a little bit of your question, Sheila ji? That क्या करना होता है meditation में? I can't hear you. Unmute yourself. हाँ.
Yes, I will try to think more and read more.
Yes. But yeah, उसमें बहुत सारे points हैं कि because when you just say merge or just withdraw it in the higher, what does it mean? First, I think if you simply put it, we should not stay in likes and dislikes all the time. We should use our wisdom now. Even duties के लिए भी यही है कि duties are not because मुझे पसंद है या नहीं पसंद है. If my wisdom says I have to do this, then that you just do that. तो पहले wisdom को higher रखो, फिर selfishness को कम करो. फिर उससे वो जर्नी शुरू आगे बढ़ेगी.
These are the steps.
But
But to move from one step to another is a long journey. That's the thing. Just to control the senses and bring it to mind is a big thing.
See,
That's the whole challenge lies there.
Yeah, and that's why the analogy.
we can try.
Yeah,
We have to try.
we have to constantly do, and in Bhagavad Gita there are so many different methods are given. Karma yoga is such a beautiful path. You don't even realize when you slide into the higher, because keep doing your duty without likes and dislikes. If you start practicing that, your mind gets stronger. I mean, अर्जुन की जो ड्यूटी आई थी सामने, वो इसीलिए तो भाग जाना चाहता था. बोलता है ये कर्म क्यों मिल रहा है मुझे. आ गया उसके सामने, कृष्ण भगवान ने करो. अभी ये पैंडेमिक आया तो हम लोग को सबको सब धोना पड़ा कि नहीं, बाथरूम और घर और सब कुछ. Right? We were having yesterday, we had like a family gathering, and my Jijaji was joking. He's saying मैं तो धोंडू बन गया हूँ अभी. Like in Mumbai they call it dhondu, means बर्तन धोने वाला. मैंने बोला जीजाजी यहाँ पर सभी बाइयाँ हैं और सभी धोंडू हैं. Nobody who can escape this in America. Because we have to do our duties, right? Our house will stink.
अमेरिका में अपन कर्म योग ज्यादा सीखते हैं.
हाँ, यहाँ पर कोई है ही नहीं, किसी को हम लोग को झक मार के करना. तो एक्चुअली कर्म योगी जब खुशी खुशी करना शुरू करो, भगवान को अर्पण करके करो, तभी होता है. तो स्टेप तो वैसे ही शुरू होएगा. पहले लाइक्स एंड डिसलाइक खत्म करो, फिर भगवान को अर्पण करो. Then the path is given.
Path is given.
Yeah, path is given. But this verse, after Tejo Menon-ji explained so nicely, and we don't have time to read today. Swamiji is going to again say similar things. Very powerful thing. That what are we supposed to do actually in meditation? Saying the mantra, all those things are very good. They're preparatory to calm your mind. But after you calm, what is the purpose? Because if we have not done these things, जैसे कि उन्होंने बोला ना निखिलानंद जी ने कि people will say, oh, thank God meditation is over. 1 घंटा किया, खत्म होने के बाद ज़्यादा खुशी मिल रही है. Then it's not true. But if we have not done these things, हम लोग को शांति नहीं मिल सकती. तभी वो उसी realm में रहेगा, वो राग द्वेष के realm में और criticism में और judging people and all that. Then we cannot reach that Shantatma. No way. And I think
see now, the very first step is going from the mind to the intellect. Unless you give reason why something is bothering you, you cannot go to the intellect. You cannot reason it out and say, this is it. Okay. But once you do that, I mean, it's not a straightforward path. At each step, you have to think about it before you go to the next step. To me, it was, okay, from the objects to the mind. Yes, my mind is seeing it. That becomes the seer. Then to merge into the intellect. Okay, that's not easy.
Okay.
For me, I didn't find it easy.
I'll tell you how it can become easy. I'm not saying it is easy, but how it can help from the... See, we cannot forget all the previous verses that we did, right? Krishna Bhagwan ने clearly बोला, anger is nothing but the उसकी जो जननी है ना anger की, वो तुम्हारी desire है. हम लोग सोचते ही नहीं है ऐसा. हम लोग तो ये सोचते हैं वो गुस्सा आ गया because I couldn't help it, the other person made me angry and all. No, your own desire caused it. So once we know it, that's when you are staying in wisdom, right? So all the things that he mentioned earlier, we have to remember that. That's how you stay in wisdom. And then the other way you can, and the other thing he has given you tips is that whatever you do, just offer it to God. Then तुम गलत काम करोगे नहीं. अगर ऑफर करना होगा गॉड को, तो हम कुछ गंदा काम करके तो नहीं बोलेंगे गॉड ले लो. अगर हम गॉड को याद रखेंगे तो हमेशा अच्छा ही करेंगे. और गुरु को याद कर लो. Those are the tips. Then you stay in that higher self. And then wisdom is nothing but मेरी जो गलत धारणाएं थी ना, वो मैं छोड़ के नई चीजें अभी सीख रही हूँ भगवद गीता में. Hold on to those.
True, but I'm saying just to reason it out, just to go one step, sometimes it takes time.
It may take time. Tools are given. Method is given. And somebody, I think it was one of the Swamis who said this so important thing. He's saying that Sadhguru, I think, was saying it. अगर तुमको कोई फूल चाहिए अपने गार्डन में, right?